Well, in 2005, whcih and Mountain Coal tried to figure out a conservation project that we could do together that would benefit the local community. We looked at what we thought would give the most of the community, and we ended up with the Conservation Assistance Program that we call CAP. And Susan's our director, and she sits down with farmers and ranchers, oftentimes third and fourth generation families here in the valley, and helps them think through whether a conservation easement makes sense for them. It's a great partnership between an environmental group, whcih, and industry group, the mine, and really unprecedented around the state. Okay, we're an environmental group and a coal company. I mean, traditionally, our two types of groups have been at odds. Over the years working together, we've formed really great professional relationships and really friendships as we saw this program blossom and the good it was doing. So 5 years, 5,000 acres, which in our small valley is a tremendous amount.
It's just one landowner at a time with a real desire to preserve their land and be able to farm or ranch it forever. And I've talked with about 170 different families over 5 years who are interested. They've heard about conservation easements and they don't really know where to get started.
The biggest success is that we've taken landowners that were afraid to go forward, that didn't know how to go forward, and we've gotten them to jump over that hurdle. So we wanted a program that everybody in the community, from the most conservative, old ranching family guy to the most greeny environmental guy with dreadlocks, would all say, wow, this is a great program.
And I think everyone in Colorado who wants a viable state economy that's multifaceted should be very committed to doing what it takes to keep our landscape intact so agriculture can stay viable.
And we know the best stewards of the lands are the private landowners.
Yes.
We've seen that over and over. They know how to make the land work for them, and they know how to work for the land.
So we're worried that if there's a substantial decrease in the amount of tax credit that a family can get, that would be the end of the CAP program, because families would not want to take advantage of conservation easements.
Small as it is as a percentage of their land value, it's still that value that makes the project viable for them. They're pretty worried about losing it, and we're pretty worried that most of the conservation that's happening now would dry up.
And some of these families, if they're not able to get a tax credit, they might not be able to make it another year, and they may be forced to sell off some of their land and develop it.
One of the things that is just sometimes heartbreaking to me when I work with a family is they have $2 or $3 million worth of land if they subdivided it and developed it, and they would have that money for their family and for their children, and yet they're willing to place a conservation easement on it and keep it from being subdivided forever in return for about $150,000 net to them. And that's all that it takes. Yeah, that does get to me sometimes. It's just so little. The money's so